So a few months back, I had to interview a few of estate sales people to help out for one of my house seller client because their parents passed away and they had to clean out the house and put the house for sale. But before they do that, they had to do an estate sales because they had a lot of things. And I ended up interviewing some of the local estate sales folks, and I'll share with you what I learned from those interview process, how to find a good estate liquidator, what kind of questions you should ask when you interview them, and how to prepare for the sale. And if you're selling the house at the same time, what you should consider before you're moving forward this process. Welcome back to Shawn Realty Podcast. My name is Shawn New in Portland, Oregon. So I talked to one of the local vendor who I ended up recommending to my clients, and she told me about stories where somebody sold like gold coins that's like $2,000 worth for like $10 because they didn't know the value. Another time, there's like the 1960s Gibson acoustic guitar, probably $3,000 to $4,000 worth. They just sold it for $30. And when you don't know the value, that's what could happen. And these are some of the examples. But for example, like some coffee mugs can sell for $100. Vintage bottle caps, like you know the ones bottle caps, like a cover for like $20, a tiny little piece of metal. So if you're downsizing or have a time, then you may do the research and find out the values of those and maybe do the garage sale and you can make the top dollar. However, if your parents just passed away and you don't have the mental capacity or the time, hiring these salespeople can really help because they know the value and they know how to put a sale up and get the most dollars, and they get like commission compensation, so they get paid too. So the more money they make more money too. So it's a good situation a lot of times, especially when you just don't have the capacity to do it yourself, and it could take like 6 months to sell off some of the personal items, and you wouldn't know whether you got the top dollars or not. And the convenience and time and everything, it's a really full-time job. So here's how you find a good estate liquidator. First, make sure before you do anything, you need to talk to the estate attorney or probate court or the personal representative, because if it's not yet approved, if it's in the probate court, you're not really supposed to sell off anything. And so this is when you need to make sure that you can do the things. Most likely you're the executor or personal representative who's appointed by the court. But make sure that you have the right to sell off things in this situation. The second step is go to American Society of Estate Liquidators and search by your zip code. I'll put the link in my blog page and below in the description as well. And when you plug in, the last time I did in my zip code, there were about a handful, maybe half dozen or so a company popped up. That means they are paying the dues to be in this association, and they probably have some kind of ethics guidelines that they have to follow. So one more layer of safety right there. The third one that I would do is do a Google search. This is an obvious one. Look for any kind of negative feedback. And then the Better Business Bureau is another good place, but they're being a lot more commercialized now. So I don't know how much you can trust them. I actually tried to file a complaint about this home warranty company. It didn't go so well because the steps were really tedious, and it didn't work for me to file a complaint against this company. And so check Google and Better Business Bureau too. Yelp might be another place. The fourth one is find 2 or 3 vendors and interview them to see if they're a good match for you or not. And here are some of the questions you should ask. Before we get there, you need to avoid these vendors. The vendors, they don't return your calls. Obvious one. They don't keep the appointment, or they're late. They don't do the follow-up after they said they're going to follow up. Lack of work knowledge and don't know the pricing of the common items. Like if you say, hey, this is, and they don't know that it's a common item, the value right off the top of the head, that means they're not really good. and not organized in presentation or communication. It's kind of like hiring a realtor too. Now hire these vendors, the ones that are recommended by the other professionals like the attorneys, realtors, CPAs, and these people. Because what ended up happening is these people have been working in the local community for a long time, and these vendors, they want to keep a good relationship. So when there's issues, it'll be much easier to fix those issues with the vendors who you are recommended by other professionals. And then they have been in business for at least 5 years with like decently booked schedule. It's kind of like the dentist. When the dentist schedule is wide open, it makes you wonder, why isn't this dentist busy? Is he good or not good? But if they're too busy, obviously, if you can get into the dentist office, that's a problem. But I think it goes similar way. If they're like, oh yeah, I'm available like today, I may pause, If they say, well, I'm available later this week, how about next week? I mean, they plan things out when you're busy. And I think that's something to look out for. And good communication over the phone and in person. Have a good marketing on their website, they show the clear selling process and what to anticipate, how they value items and past sales portfolio. Those are good things to kind of check. And obviously good overall ratings and reviews and customer references, available for you to call. And in this case, I might actually give them a call because you can't really trust all the reviews, especially, nowadays companies buy up fake, reviews and stuff like that. So here are the questions you should ask when you interview these people. What kind of services are included, like organizing, pricing, sorting, displaying racks, researching, full clean out, or process of unsold items, what they do with those. And the second one is any additional fees for any additional services. Some companies charge for, clean out for extra, or they include that. Or like they may charge for like one more sale or putting display racks. I don't know. They could charge different things, nickel and dime you basically. So you want to know what kind of services you get when you pay for the fee. And obviously, you need to ask what is the fee. So the national average is around like 35 to 40% of the gross proceeds as of 2023. I mean, that's a chunk of really commission right there. It's more like 10 times, close to 10 times of realtor's fee there. They know what they're doing. So it's kind of like when you have a lot of high value items and you have so many things that you have to sell, probably better to do it. Otherwise, it could take you a year to do an individual sales and things like that. And here are some of the things that you should prepare for before you go into the estate sales. Now, put away important documents like will, trust, insurance policies, bank accounts, investment accounts, deeds, house keys, passwords, crypto keys, and one of those discs, drives, and cash, obviously, and gold coins and Gibson acoustic guitar. You gotta put those away first. And all items you want to keep should be locked in one room and just close off that room and put a sign that says, do not enter here, right? So you can protect those high value items. And on the high value items, you might actually do a separate sales, like consignment or something like that. Put everything in that one room and just lock it up. And then you should ask for like detailed appraisal of certain high value items. If you have like art or musical instrument, you might want to actually do that before you commit to do it possibly. You'll find things in the attic, sometimes in the crawl space, between the walls. You hear that kind of stories from like people who went through the Depression era. They have like cans of food in the attic stored up for like who knows how long, right? But there could be gold coins in there, boots filled with cash. Apparently, one of the trash piles, like if you look at it from 5 feet away, it looks like a trash pile. But in each cans, empty cans, they're like cash, jewelries, whatever. So you never know, depending on what kind of people you loved were like. Number 6, don't throw away anything before the appointment. your trash might be a collectible item to someone else. And this is when she told me about some of these canned things. Now you want to take an inventory and take photos like financial, the sentimental value items to make sure that what kind of items are in there, because once they're gone, you don't know what you had. So whenever you see it, take a photo, make a list so that you can maybe cross-check after sale is done, right? And then check for hiding places. I actually found this website that says top 20 secret hiding places. This is where you're going to find some treasures. Now, if you're thinking about selling that house after the house is cleaned out, these are some of the things that you should consider. When you do estate sales, there's going to be like hundreds of people walk through the house. So you might want to have them like take off shoes or wear booties or some kind, especially carpeted area. The other way could be if you're thinking about doing the professional carpet cleaning, you might want to do that after the estate sale is done. The other idea is that if the house is really furnished well or the decoration is really well done, you might consider doing the estate sales after the home is sold, so that when you walk in, some homes show really well, they decorate it well. It might be a good idea to do the home sale first, get the top dollar for selling your house, and once the house is sold, you may actually negotiate some of the nice furniture with the buyer as a personal property, sell off separately. If the house doesn't show that well, probably it's a better idea to do the estate sale first and then do the home sale second. And the number 3 is often the buyers might want to purchase the furniture with the house. And so you can't really sell it as a purchase price. You'll have to do a separate bill of sale to sell it individually. And this cannot be part of the real estate transactions typically. And talking to a realtor might give you an idea or a strategy of what should be done first, or help you to find that good estate liquidator as well. So there you have it. I don't want you to lose out on the Gibson acoustic guitar for like $30. That sounds just crazy to think about when I'm a big guitar fan. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. And if you have friends who are going through a similar situation, maybe you can share this video so that they can be educated before they pick up the phone call to find the estate sales people or find the realtors. If you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.